So, in this video, I want to talk about and show you my other 35 film camera that I bought about 12 years ago when I was about 25 in the hope with the intention to actually use it and buy some film for it and have a go in it. But then I didn't have enough confidence to, go out there and, sort of play around with it. And I wasn't earning as much money back then and to go out and buy some film, because film's fairly expensive. So it just sat in my bedroom just collecting dust, and occasionally I'll get it out and have a look at it, and I'll pretend I'll be taking photos of it, and I'll have loads of just fantasies in my head of using it and just imagining myself using it. But then about a couple of years ago, I found an old film roll in one of my boxes that just hadn't been used for about 20 years. Well, I actually knew about the film roll. It'd been stuffed away in there because occasionally I'll go through my old stuff and that, and I always knew I had this old film roll. And then I remembered that I had it, so I got it out and I stuck it in, and it kept coming off the latch. So I don't think I installed it properly to keep it on there properly. And then I thought maybe it might not although it didn't rip the film roll. But I have heard, the old film have an expiry date, so I thought maybe it might be brittle or something like that, even though there was no actual tear in it. And then I've looked at the pins in that, which we'll get into a closer look on that as well, so I can show you. I have put fresh batteries in there. It did come with all of these as well, flash, this thing, and a manual as well. So that's what it came with for £50, which is not bad. But this is a Pentax Super ME Japanese camera, production from around 1979 to 84. So it's coming up 50 years old. But I've always liked these old school cameras, and I particularly like this sort of like chrome, sort of black sort of look. I don't know what it is about this particular look in old cameras, but that's one of the reasons why I gravitated towards just buying it on a whim. But I'm now feeling a bit more confident, and I want to actually try and see if I can actually get it working and try and install film. So I bought another film roll to put in this, which is brand new, and hopefully I'll get it installed correctly, and hopefully, fingers crossed, I can take some pictures with it, and then I can show you the results of it. But enough of that, let's get into a closer look at this camera. So here's the camera up close. There's the cat there. I think that's for like self pictures, I think. So you set on the timer, then you set the camera up, and then it will take it. I think that's what that's for. Anyway, I've really got to give this instruction manual a good read, so I know everything. But I think based on the sound, it's like it's counted down to something. So that's got to be what that is. Obviously that's your wind there, which I don't know why it's been like that. It weren't doing that when I first got it, so I don't know why it's doing that now. But if we open this up, as you can see, film goes in there, puts in there. If you look carefully, they don't look like they're worn. So the film should hold on to it. So I should be able to I'm sure there's a video on YouTube somewhere where I can properly watch and make sure that I'm doing exactly what I need to do to assure that the film is securely in place and latched on. But yeah, there you go. Yeah, so that's that. So hopefully it should work. It should work because it doesn't look like anything massively wrong with it. This is the case for the flash. No, it's flash. No, it's this thing here. I don't really know what this is for. Boost lights meter. I don't know where I'll use that. Again, I'll have to have a look in here. I'm sure that would tell me. But yeah, but that does something. Put that there, and obviously the flash. Yeah, battery. I think that's batteries. Is that batteries there? Yeah. But yeah, but that's all that came with it. Pentax family. Yeah, I put fresh batteries in there. Yeah, so I'll have a good proper read of this, because even in the years I've owned this, I've not actually properly read this manual, but yeah, but hopefully, I really hope that I can actually install the film correctly, and ensure that it doesn't come off, because when I tried to attempt to install that other film, I don't think I wounded this enough in order for it to be properly secured, because when I sort of started taking pictures of it, I could feel it as it was. I could feel the film as I was pulling it, but then the feeling stopped, and there was no slack on it. So it had come off the hooks. So, but as you can see, as I'll show you again, they don't look damaged in any way. So yeah, so it's probably just user fault, me not properly securing it, winding it, because I've already watched the video. I don't know why I didn't think of watching the video then. I thought I basically roughly knew how to do it, but obviously, because it's quite an old camera, and I've never used, the only last film cameras I've ever used and put film in was like 90s sort of cameras. But this one obviously requires a bit more, because in the video I watched, you put it in, you wind that, and then you have to keep doing that and clicking that, click that and click that, and keep doing that until that eventually gets to 1. And then that's when you know it's secure. So now that I know that from the video, hopefully I can get it on there and I can take some pictures. But that's that. But it's a pretty cool looking camera though. I just like the look of it as well. But hopefully, but that's that. So yeah, so I hope you enjoyed that. Yeah, if you've got any questions or any advice to give me, I much appreciate that, because I'm very much a novice when it comes to this, but I really do want to learn more about these old film cameras, and I really want to get into using them, and get some practice in them, even like the manual side of, because when I was a kid, whenever I used a camera, I always just relied on the auto feature, but I've always wanted to properly learn how to use it manually. So yeah, so if there's anyone out there that has a lot more knowledge with old film cameras, and photography buffs out there, please leave a comment and let me know about this camera that I probably won't know from this instruction manual. Yeah, so I hope you enjoyed, and any questions, let me know in the comments, and or advice. You know, I'm very much open to advice. Any advice about this camera. Yeah, that's all for now. Thanks.